Right. Hello, everyone. Um, I'm just going to record a little introductory kind of video, talking about myself and kind of my ambitions and aims for the channel going forward. I'll reflect on the Twitch stream last night and because this has been filmed on the 1st of February, so this was the day after the Royal Rumble event. I'll probably go into discussions about the Instagram situation and what's going on with that, other social media, etc., etc. Um, so yeah, of course, this isn't going to be a flashy video where it's got I've got graphics, and it'll take time to get to that point. It's just you've got to start somewhere, and this is where I'm going to start. So, first of all, I'm Kieran. I'm 19. Pretty basic info there. I'm not going too much detail. I've always had, even when I was young, when I was like 9 and 10, I always had a passion for being um, on camera, so to speak, and like recording videos with my friends and such. So although I get nervous, but it's something I know I can do. I can talk. You know what I mean? Some may say gift of the gab. I can talk about whatever, and that's why I chose to do this. This is, of course, it's not going to be like a full-time job or anything I'm going to invest 100% of my time into because I've got other outside things to focus on. Um, but it's just going to be a quick, like a side project, so to speak, of me talking about some of my passions in the world of sports. So that would be, football, basketball, ice hockey. And although it's sports adjacent, it's not really a sport, obviously, of course, from last night, professional wrestling. I'll just have a discussion about it. I'll make videos, short form content, long form content, live streams, as much as I can, really. Um, but yeah, it's going to coincide with me going to university. So I have conditional offers at two universities to study sports journalism, and I feel like social media content and news coverage as much as I can help me get adapted to the journalism world and maybe even prepare me better for my course at university. Going in a bit blind, you don't know what you're really going to be in for, but stuff like this might help. So I thought maybe an active presence on the internet could help indeed. Um, but yeah, um, that's all it is really, and it's not like I say. If it comes to it and there's people get invested and they want to sit there and watch my content and want to watch more videos frequently, it's not going to be like I'm getting weekly uploads every couple of days or even every couple of weeks. It could be like a month thing. It could be 3 months. It could be anything. I can't really forecast what's going to be coming. It's I do have a job. I'm currently studying at college, and then September comes around and it'll be uni. So it's trying to fit this in with everything that I have going on in my personal life. But it's something that I'm going to try and have a bit of fun with. Hopefully, I provide some interesting content and people don't get bored of me just talking at a camera. And I'll try and figure out new ways to keep people invested in me as a content creator and my content. Um, so that's pretty much just the basis on what's going to be happening, kind of who I am and stuff. And of course, I'll try to kind of dazzle up the videos a bit, add like intros, outros, all that kind of stuff, the text overlays, whatever it may be, pictures, just to try and make it look a bit more professional if I can. But as of now, it's just going to literally be this, me talking to a camera, um, much like it was last night with the Twitch stream. And I will try and work on the technical difficulties I faced throughout the night because, I mean, one main thing was my phone battery. So I'm recording this on my phone. Um, so your phone battery sometimes doesn't last very long, especially when you've got that app open and you're filming and everything else you've got going on. Um, it's hard to get a consistent flow with like a live stream if your phone's gonna die. Especially for the microphone equipment I have, I've got very basic equipment. It's nothing amazing. I haven't got Bluetooth. It's an adapter in the bottom of my phone. Same where my charger jack is, so I have to unplug it and put my phone on charge, whatever it may be. I've not got a proper camera, so that's a main difficulty I faced, because I had to take my phone off charge, put my phone on charge. Sorry, um, I think maybe 3 or 4 times during the stream. It's a 4 hour stream. Like it, it accumulated to about a 5 hour stream if they were all like one stream, but obviously there was stoppages. And then beyond the phone charger issues, it was to do with like um, there was something where I come off Twitch and then try to reconnect and it wasn't letting me film. So I had to scour around the internet and try and find a software that I could film myself with that can link with Twitch, which I found something. So that's what worked for the rest of the night. But then that's when the phone charger issues came in, and it's stuff I need to work on um, in the future for recording. Mainly live content, of course. If it's pre-recorded such as this, you can always stop it and then stitch stuff together. But live stream content, to focus on that, I need to try and work out kind of where I'm going with all this, and so to speak, iron out the kinks of everything that's kind of went wrong. But it's all part of the learning curve. So we can only hope for the best in the future, and you only get better the more you do it. Kind of like, this isn't going to be a long video, but the last thing I want to talk about is the Instagram situation. Of course, that's where I've put most of my time and effort in. It's where I've got my biggest following. I've only got about 38 followers, I think, or 37. Which, to start somewhere, it's not bad. And it was only going up and up. I was getting more followers as I was posting content, but then the issue came with the descriptions. So my posts were typically pictures from the internet or screenshots from another account's posts, such as the NHL, the NBA, Premier League, Fabrizio Romano, whoever it may be. And I would screenshot them and put them on my posts, and then add a description talking about something, or a bit of music, try and make it look a bit more professional. And I mean, you can scroll through my Instagram page. It's as you go further down stuff, there's some, you can see where the idea was of what was going to be on the post, but it got to a point where I started posting anything and there was no description showing up by a certain point. So I was putting all this effort in for, like, there was times I'd be sitting on the bus at 7 o'clock in the morning to go to college, and I'm sitting there researching all the scores, getting handles for players and teams, and the pictures and everything, putting it all in this description. It would take me about 25 minutes, and I'm putting all this effort in, and that's just for one post. And I was doing four posts in one morning, and that accumulates to nearly an hour, and that's a lot of my time that was ultimately going to nothing because I'm posting it and the descriptions aren't showing. So it started to really frustrate me. So I did the worst thing possible and I gave up with the Instagram. It's still active. I'm still on it. I use it for, like, I've got my personal account, but I use it for the personal use of, like, making posts and promoting what I'm going to be doing here, basically. And yeah, it was really aggravating at that situation, and I couldn't get to the bottom of it. And to be honest, it's disappointing from Instagram to not have a support center you can physically contact. Like, you can always, there is places where you can ring up or you can message. Instagram doesn't have that, as far as I'm aware. And you're kind of just going through either an AI chatbot, or they'll just give you a list of criteria of problems that it could be, and you kind of just got to deal with it. And it is very disappointing and disheartening when you're passionate about something. You have to kind of slow down and take a step back because it's not going the way you want it to. But again, that's a learning curve. It's something to get past. Once I figure out what the issue is, maybe I'll stop posting again. But at the moment, it's going to be used to just promote YouTube. If I'm doing any Twitch streams, and I also have a TikTok, which I haven't really promoted as much, but it's on my Linktree. So through my Instagram bio, I've got a Linktree of, it'll be my Instagram page, my YouTube, my Twitch, my TikTok, and my Spotify. The Spotify obviously isn't relevant. It's kind of there for a bit of fun to add an extra link in. I believe I added a link for one of my favorite albums. It's like, I'm not going to be creating music or anything like that. So, like I said, it's just an extra link in there. But I've got X amount of links all the way through. Um, and that's where you'll find most of my stuff. The main thing is it's on my Instagram as a link. It wouldn't let me add it on TikTok. I don't believe you can do it on YouTube, but through my Instagram page, so it'd be instagram.com/pucks, balls, and body slams. There's the link in the bio, and if you see this video and um, you you feel like you want to invest your time in me, do by all means subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. I tried to set up a Twitter, but it wasn't working at the time, so I couldn't really do it. But if if this video is something to go off where you're interested in kind of backing me for the future, and you know you think it's going to be worth your time to do this, then brilliant. That'll be much appreciated if anyone could follow it. I'm trying to build a following, but I'm not trying to go mega famous. It's just to get some attraction on my videos, get some interaction with people, and just create some good content. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'm not going to say too much more. Just a quick introduction video, and yeah. So just remember, it's everywhere, all over social media. It is Pucks, Balls, and Body Slams. I think on TikTok it's something else. So my name is still Pucks, Balls, and Body Slams, but the actual like at handle is like Pucks, Balls, and B or something, or just Pucks, Balls, and then it cuts off because of character limits. But that doesn't really matter. You can still search up Pucks, Balls, and Body Slams on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram. Find me on there, where I will be, as I've mentioned, talking about ice hockey, football, professional wrestling, and basketball. Potentially down the line, I'll talk more about other sports if possible, such as um, such as like maybe golf. I'm not really knowledgeable on golf, but I have played golf before, and it's enjoyable, and such as that. And I do sometimes go to like golf events, and if there's anything, if this builds a following where people can see it and they want me to cover anything else, I'm more than happy to. Um, but yeah, that's going to be the basis of it. As you can see behind me, I've got Liverpool posters and everything, and a New York Rangers flag up there. Don't let that put you off. I'm not going to be biased and cover specific team content. Of course, I do have my interests in certain teams, and I follow certain teams, but I'm not going to be talking about them specifically, because that to me isn't the right way to go. I want to kind of talk in general about different sports. Apologies, there's dogs outside. Um, but I want to kind of try and cover a basis as much as I can, be unbiased, and give my honest takes on situations around the world of sport. And yeah, I'm not going to kind of go over and repeat myself again. I don't want to bore everyone, but that is the basis of my introductory video, and just what to look forward to in the future. Just stay tuned, and you know where to find me on social media.